Hi. Hi. How are you? Hope you are good. Welcome to Igbo Queer and Unfiltered. My name is Charles. I'm just going to breathe in and breathe out because life is what it is. But I just wanted to make something extremely clear. I will forever be kind to people when I feel and think that they need it. That is something that is going to continue to happen. But what I am not going to stand for is some of the people who come on TikTok, especially, and some of them are on Instagram as well, who are extremely disrespectful. And in turn, we come and ask for help. I do not understand this. A lot of you have said a lot of vile things about gay people, about me in particular. On my videos, you take screenshots, you put all the nonsense, you tell me and call me hungry, poor, that I don't have money, and a lot of these things. And at the same time, every fucking time I come on TikTok Live, there is no day that I don't get someone coming to ask me for financial help. I don't understand what this means because what I gathered is either some of you feel like I need to give you money for you to accept me, or you think that there's a lot of money in homosexuality. My dear, I am trying to survive. I am trying to live my life. You all are constantly saying to me that I'm going to go to hell, that my life has spoiled, that my life is useless. So if my life is all of these things, how am I going to now have money to give to you? I don't understand this. I was having this conversation on a TikTok vlog that I posted on my page, and my man was like, because I said actually that I am only open to helping queer people if I actually know that they are queer. And he was like, oh, that they will now come and say, I have this problem, yada, yada, yada. I am gay. I am being prosecuted. I don't have this. I don't have that. And of course, I know this. Of course, I know this. I know people are going to lie and do whatever. And the thing is, I am not a charity. I am not a bank. I am a gay man that all of you said that I'm going to go to hellfire. Anyway, I just wanted to get this off my chest because it is getting out of hand. And you know what happened? There's someone that came and needed help. I'm not going to go into the details, and we're going to help. And we're talking about it, and this girl came up, seeing how upset I was about people constantly coming to me with their problems all the time. She came up and said, oh, I'm looking for a house. Can you help me pay for a house to rent a place? Is everybody okay? I do not understand. This is beyond me. Okay, I just want to share some personal experiences of my life and things like this, and in the way it may help somebody, how I have gone through things and all of it. And I wrote a newsletter that I shared, that I sent out every week, sorry. On my newsletter, I send this out every Tuesday, the Igbo Queer Letter, and I wrote about this. And I'm going to talk about it on this episode. What I have learned as a gay Igbo man that is out here in this street where everybody literally knows that I'm a gay man and I'm a homosexual and all of it, right? So we're going to talk about it. Why am I laughing? I am laughing because I've come a long way, and I am laughing because I am literally tired. I should be sleeping, but I'm doing this because it needs to be done, because visibility and representation matters. I'm just going to be a lot of reflective, firm, and personal when it comes to the things I want to talk about, because we will be doing the things and we are always going to be honest. Being out as a gay Igbo man is not a one-time thing. It is not something that you just happen. It is not a fad. It is not something that just happens and then it's like that. No, it is a lifetime negotiation between truth, safety, and peace. And when I say peace, it is my peace of mind. Okay? And a lot of people don't understand this. They just think that you're saying that you're a gay Igbo man, yada, 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 as if there are no Igbo gay people. It is not about coming out anymore for me. It is about staying out in a world that keeps trying to shrink me and you as well. Because this is not only about me being gay and Igbo, it is about you just being a gay person. Of course, it just so happens that I'm a gay Igbo man and I claim my identity with my full chest. So today, I want to share what I have actually learned from living openly and things like this. And this is not just about me being on social media and all of these things. Hello, sorry, I got a phone call and it's not a phone call that I can neglect. So I just picked it up. Okay, this is real, right? This is not the social media. This is real. It is real, sometimes messy lessons that has shaped me. I don't know if anybody remember this. I posted a few videos like on TikTok and I think on Instagram and on YouTube as well of the experiences I had with my auntie, my sister-in-law, my mother, my not really my mother actually, my auntie wanted me to get married to this girl and sent everything to my mother. My mother gave me the girl's details to speak to the girl to get married to this girl, with my sister-in-law sharing my videos to my sister and calling me names and saying that people are gay for money and I'm not even making my money from being gay, yada, yada, yada. There is so much that has been said. And so many of these things are the things that has shaped who I am today. Of course, I did not get to where I am today, being this confident with my sexuality. Of course, I'm okay with it. I've always been okay with my sexuality. I've always been at peace with it. But I was always somehow seeking for permission, acceptance, validation, and things like this from my relatives. It was horrible. And the thing is, if you get to a point where you totally understand that you do not need permission from anybody, your life will be amazing. I swear. And this is something that has taught me a lot of lesson where I have come to the realization that family, when I mean family, I mean your blood relatives, your biological family, doesn't always mean safety for you. Especially for us queer people, being related to someone doesn't guarantee they will understand you or even love you in the right way. I have said this. This is something that I said one time. I was talking to somebody. I said that sharing a womb with someone doesn't mean they are going to love you unconditionally. Some family ties are built on obligation, not compassion. I've learned that I can love my family deeply and still protect my peace. I have learned that I can love my family from afar and cut ties with them emotionally and distance myself and wish them well. Of course, I have blood relatives that I'm constantly in communication with, in friendship with. We communicate, we love each other, they support me, they are okay that I'm gay and things like this. But I'm talking about the blood relatives of mine who are Higgy and Haga and are extremely wayward. And for a lot of us queer people, this is absolutely important for us to understand that just because of someone is your blood relative doesn't mean you owe them anything. You don't owe them your peace, your happiness, your joy, your softness, nada. You do not owe them that, your permission, your acceptance, your validation. Move on and live your life, especially if you are in a situation where you can pay your way and do things the way you want to do them. It took me for the God. It took me for the longest of time to understand that boundaries does not make me a cruel person. They actually make me sane. I used to not tell my family members about them respecting my boundaries. What I have been doing extremely well these days is I have learned to create boundaries and I will demand that you respect my boundaries. If you cross it, I will put you in your place. This is a learning process and this is something that I wrote in the blog post as well, where I was saying that acceptance is a lifetime. And once you've accepted yourself, you will learn to know that your energy is important, your sanity is important, your mental well-being is important, and you don't have to always be in a situation where your life is always up and down, where people are giving you all the wahala. That boundaries doesn't mean you don't care, but you just want your safety, your peace of mind, and your sanity, my darlings. Blood doesn't define your belonging to anywhere. Your peace of mind does. Because when you are at peace, you are able to think properly, think clearly, and do what you need to do, and do it absolutely well. What I learned during this process is that you will lose some people, but you will gain yourself. Typical example of this is a few friends that I had. I knew someone I went to University of Maiduguri with. I've known him from Kano, and we were so close. As soon as I came out to him, he blocked me everywhere. We stopped speaking. I haven't spoken to him ever, and I will never speak to him ever again. What really, really was bad was when I said to him, what if you happen to find out that your child is gay? What will you do? We were having conversations on WhatsApp audio. And he said to me, oh, I will kill my child. That was it for me. But I still was like, okay, maybe. And then he called the next day and said, oh, I made a mistake in the way I approached this. And still we did not get anywhere. We don't speak anymore and we will never be friends ever, ever, ever again. Never. There is a saying, if someone shows you who they are once, believe them. And why am I saying this? Coming out will cost you something for sure. But what it will do for you is that it will bring the right people into your life. People who will love and care for you, people who will support you, respect your boundaries, and things like this. I lost people I thought were going to be in my life forever. But you know what I lost the most that was positive for me? The constant anxiety of pretending to be somebody that I am not. And that is the thing that I am so happy. I was saying this yesterday on TikTok Live, how I am so at peace with myself, how I can live my life freely. During Manchester Gay Pride, I saw some people that knew me and I was just twerking, not twerking because I can't twerk, but you know what I mean? I was just doing the thing. I was trying. I was just dancing. I was looking fab and all of these things. They were so like scared to come to me because if they did, they think people would think that they are supporting me as a gay person publicly, which means they are evil. It was weird. That was the energy I picked up. But do I care? No, like some people will say, do I care? Absolutely not. Let me tell you, the silence, the code switching, the fear, all heavier than rejection that I did in the past. The way I will go to places, I will pretend to not be a gay person for people to accept me. And I was living this double life. Do you know that at one point I was telling my brother I had a girlfriend that her name was Kimberly? That was the lie I was prepared to tell for the rest of my life. But I got to a point where it was making me absolutely sick, miserable. I was struggling. I was tired of the pretense. I was tired of it. But my people, my dears, all of us, me included, the people who truly matter will never, ever debate your right to exist. And those people will come into your life at the right time and will remain in your life. I am a living example of this. I have seen things happen for me. I have seen my life blossom since I refuse to shrink, since I refuse to make myself small. I have been able to establish friendships and relationships that are meaningful, that are deep, that are respectful, that are nurturing, that are caring. People that are wonderful. Some of them are not even from the same country, from the same race as me. And they've been there and will continue to be there for me. There is so much out there outside of your biological family. That fear we have, I totally understand that fear, but we will continue to thrive whether your biological family are there or not. One of the first harm we always get and have as queer people is always from our biological family. It starts at home. That is where you hear things like gay people are evil, you're going to go to hell, it is a sin. And you sit there and pick all of this negativity and you begin to internalize them. And before you know, that will become your reality where you begin to hate your fucking self. We do not need that for you. That is not your portion. Learn to unlearn those nonsense. Culture is not a weapon against us queer people. It is ours. It is ours too. The culture belongs to us. Look at me. The fight every day is with some good for nothing dusty crusty Igbo men who come to me and say to me, why are you saying that you are Igbo? It is evil. You are not an Igbo person. We don't have gay people. But these people forget that I'm an Igbo man as well, that it is my culture. Being Igbo and being gay are not contradictions. You can be gay and be Igbo. They are not mutually exclusive, okay? It is something that can happen at the same time. You can be Igbo and be gay. You can be Hausa and be gay. You can be Yoruba and be gay. You can be Ibibio and be gay. You can be Idoma and be gay. Those things can happen at the same time. Homophobia is not the African tradition. It is a colonial residue that was imported, baptized, and normalized in our culture. And people come to us queer people and try to tell us that it is not our culture. Gayness, homosexuality, queerness, LGBTQIA plus was imported. No, homosexuality and queerness has always been in Africa. It was homophobia that was imported. These are the things that I have to learn myself, and I understood anyway. But of course, as a child, you don't know these things. You are there listening to some adults that are good for nothing, who think that they know it better, and they will be there and ruin your life. Ruin your life just like that, without caring, without any care about that child, how you feel and who you are, that you did not create yourself the way you are, that you were born the way you are. They will be the people that will harm you and think that it is okay. And they continue to do these things up until today to some people who are vulnerable. Our ancestors had space for diverse spirits, for fluidity, for difference. It is based on balance, duality, and flexibility, and fluidity, and things like this. Balance, duality, and flexibility. They didn't hate what they didn't understand. That came later by way of colonization. And I am here saying that to you with my full chest. Your ancestors, our ancestors are okay with us being queer. There is nothing absolutely wrong with us being who we are. I'm not betraying my culture, like some of you say all the time. I am not, by being a gay man, by being queer. I am remembering it honestly, extremely honestly, in a respectful way. I respect my ancestors. That is why I say to people who threaten me, do not play with me, because my ancestors will club the crap out of you. I am divinely protected. We as queer people are divinely protected. We are unique. We are wonderful. We are amazing. Self-acceptance is the hardest, but it is the most important thing. That is why I always say to us as queer people to learn how to accept ourselves. Coming out is nothing. That is not something that everybody has to do. But self-acceptance is important, because once you accept yourself, you will begin to live in peace and happiness. You will be in harmony with yourself. You will understand yourself. I was having this conversation with my man's goddaughter. She was talking to us, and she works with somebody, and the person transitioned, and they had this massive back problem. As soon as they transitioned and became a woman, that went. Do you know why? Because they've accepted themselves. All the heavy lifting emotionally and the trauma and everything melted away. That can be you when you accept yourself. Let me tell you, before anyone else could see me, I had to stop hiding myself. I had to stop hiding from myself. I had to say, Charles, stand front and center. Be yourself. I stopped hiding from myself. I told myself the truth. I did this years ago when I was actually in high school. But of course, I was vulnerable. I could not do anything for myself. I was helpless. I needed the mercy of my relatives and my family, so I couldn't do anything about it. And that happened into my adult age. It took me for the longest of time to accept myself, because I struggled with my sexuality as well. Like majority of gay people and majority of queer people, we struggle with it directly and indirectly. That was the hardest part. I had to unlearn shame, because that shame did not belong to me. That shame did not belong to me. That shame was forced onto me. I had to unlearn it, because coming out of my mother's womb as a gay person, I never knew that it was wrong until society and the church told me that I'm evil. I had to unlearn a lot of these things. Healing started the day I stopped waiting for permission to be human. That is why I have a video on my TikTok page. I posted it on YouTube as well, where I said I do not fucking need permission from anybody to be a human being, to live my life. You can never heal if you continue to apologize. Stop apologizing to good for nothing, dry, crusty, dry toto people. Stop it and dry nyash unwashed bomb crack people. Stop apologizing to them to be human. You do not need their permission at all. You don't. This one, I realized in my adult age, and it's something that I knew anyway, that I needed help. But I never knew how important it is for you to have financial and emotional independence. I swear to you, financial and emotional independence are your freedom as a queer person. I am telling you from the deepest portion of my soul and my heart, freedom hits differently when you can pay your own bills. Once I was able to stand on my own, I stopped tolerating disrespect that a lot of these people disguise as concern, but no, it is disrespect and control. They don't care about you. They don't. They don't. Of course, absolutely. I do know that money doesn't buy peace, but depending on someone that is good for nothing, that is mean, that is wicked, can cost you your dignity and everything. Building stability as a queer African is an act of rebellion because once you are stable, you don't need them to support you. You can live your life however you want to live your life. I am a living proof of that. Nobody in my family pays my way. I have never asked for anything and I will never ask. Do you know what? All my life I had uncles and aunties, and none of my uncles and aunties has ever given me. They have never. None of them have ever given me penny. Nada. They have never ever done anything for me. But in my adult age, am I doing something for them? Absolutely, I have done from time to time. Do I feel like I should be bitter towards them? No. Do I want to be in community and be with them all the time? Absolutely not. My emotions is not there, but I care. And I'm loving everybody from a distance. Building stability is something you need to always think at the back of your mind. It is how we protect ourselves as queer people. Chosen family is real family. It is your family. The people who have held me up were never tied to me by any form of biological nonsense. Let me just say it like that. We are not blood relatives. We don't share the same genes. Nothing. We are not related. But you know what they did? We became a unit by way of understanding each other, by way of caring for each other, caring about each other, understanding that there is more to life, understanding that it is about humanity. My chosen family, friends, my man, my queer siblings, they became my real home. Of course, my two sisters and my nephew and my niece are always my home as well, but these people became my home as well. Home, in most cases, when it comes to queer people, is not your geographical location. It doesn't mean where your family resides, where they are. It is where your safety is, where your heart is, where your emotion is, where you feel comfortable, where you feel the happiest, where you feel mentally sane and able and happy and able to be free and live your life. That is home. Sometimes our true inheritance as queer people is the people who choose to see us, who choose to love us unconditionally, respect and care for us. I never understood how powerful visibility is. That is why I say visibility is powerful and it is political at the same time. Having been able to get to where I am today, living my life unapologetically as a queer Igbo man that is from Nigeria, I understand the power of visibility and representation, and I do not play with that. I don't play with that because every time I show up, be it online, be it in public, be it in conversation, I am fucking breaking a cycle of silence. And I have said this to people. I am not brave. What I am is that I am a human being. I am a gay Igbo man from Njikoka local government area of Anambra State that is just tired of bending myself backwards to fit in. I am just tired of shrinking. I am fucking done with shrinking. I am fucking done with making myself small. And you should learn from this. Our visibility is not about attention. It is about existence. And it took me for the longest of time to understand that representation is absolutely our survival. Because the more you represent, the more you are visible, the more people see you speak authentically, the more the young people and people in the back who cannot speak for themselves know that we are surviving, we are here. Nobody's going to stop us. And we are here being ourselves. They will understand that we are not alone. I am not alone. Authenticity is activism. Being unapologetically you is you showing to these homophobic good for nothing people that you are who you are and you are not ashamed of it. Some people come to me and they will call me gay. They insult me and say a lot of nonsense. And I will look at them and I'll be like, my dear, I am gay. I am gay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not denying that I'm not gay. I am a homosexual. That's not an insult. So what are you saying? Do you think you are insulting me? Because you are not, my dear. And some of these things about my backside leaking, yada, 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 I just feel like it's stupid people who I call DL demon queens, fools. Freedom is not a moment. It is your lifetime maintenance. Coming out is not the end. It is the work. Some days you will question yourself over and over and over again. Some days you will feel small because that is life. Life is full of ups and downs. That is normal. The goal is not perfection. It is our peace of mind as queer people. Freedom means us as queer people protecting our joy, our energy, our truth over and over and over again. Freedom, freedom, where are you? My dear, be free. Be free. Because when you are free, you are joyful. You feel amazing. You feel wonderful. You feel the vibes. I was just literally saying this at the beginning, I think. Yeah, did I? I think so. That self-acceptance is one of my biggest things I do every day. Self-acceptance takes a lifetime, my people. I am accepting myself every day. Life is a learning curve. Change is one of the most constant things in nature. You're going to evolve all the time and continue to evolve. Continue to accept certain things about yourself. You may get older, you may be broke, you may be richer, you may do whatever. Just accept yourself no matter what. As I am speaking to you now, I am still learning to accept myself in so many ways, in so many aspects of my life. It's not a one-time decision. It is a lifetime of coming home to yourself. There will be times where you will fall back into doubt. That can happen, but that is okay. Because in life, sometimes we may just doubt ourselves. We may be like, what are we doing? That is normal. But you know who you are. You know you are powerful. You know you are the vibes. You know you are amazing. What matters is that you never abandon yourself again because you did that to yourself. The little child you were, the little queer person you were, the little queer LGBTQIA plus individual you were, abandoned yourself. And you should never abandon yourself again. Hold on to you. Hold on to you. No matter what. You don't need permission to live your life. This is my motto. This is something that I say to myself all the time, and I say it to people who come to literally fuck up. I will say to them, fuck you. I do not need your permission. But the thing is, a lot of us queer people don't really understand this, that we don't need permission from anybody to live our life. This is the most liberating lesson I have ever had to learn. You don't need your parents, your pastors, or your culture's approval to exist. You don't need anyone's permission to love, to dream, or to rest. Waiting for permission is how they keep you small. We were not born to live small. You weren't born to live small. You were born to be flamboyant, amazing, fabulous. You were born to do the things. You were born uniquely, creative, with your brain wired differently to be very smart, extremely clever. Don't allow any good for nothing person tell you any different. Being an out gay Igbo man isn't easy, but it is layered. It is complex. It is sometimes lonely, but it is absolutely freeing, powerful, and necessary. I did not come out for validation. I came out for peace. And that ownership of my story is what I will never trade again. My story belongs to me. I own my story, and it is going to be my story. And I am saying that to you, never give anyone the permission to make you feel like shit. You do not need their permission to be yourself. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And I want you to remember that visibility is not just about being seen. It is about being complete, happy with who you are, amazing, fabulous, and wonderful, because you are. I have been Charles. This has been Igbo Queer and Unfiltered Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful time. I will see you in the next episode.